Hope is the power that makes people believe that there is something better, mainly when people are in need or are struggling for something. And as a Christian, hope for me is a fundamental part of my life because I believe in God, and that makes me keep going. It gave me strength as I was born from a poor family. I discovered that hope gave me strength to keep going on. My name is Chouchou Namegabe. I share hope with everybody.
Welcome to I Share Hope, the podcast where world leaders share their real stories of hope and how you can use actionable hope to start changing your life today. And now, here's your host, Chris Williams.
Hello.
Is this Chouchou?
Yeah.
This is Chris Williams with I Share Hope. How are you?
Hello, Chris. I'm good.
It's so good to talk to you. Is this still a good time for us to talk about hope?
Yes.
Well, thank you again for your time today. I really do appreciate you taking some time to share with us. So you're a journalist by trade, correct?
Yeah.
And you're the co-founder of Women's Media Association, which is a Congolese organization, right? Actually founded in Congo?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's really cool. So what have you, I got a lot of questions. I guess I should get to those in a minute, but thanks for being part of our survey and for helping us do this. So what we're doing is we're interviewing 1,000 people from all over the world about the subject of hope. And we ask each of them the same 5 questions. So we'll get into more of your story here shortly, because I know it's a unique story. And you were actually born and raised in Congo, correct?
Yeah, I was born in Congo, in the eastern part, in Bukavu.
When did you move to the States?
1 year ago. Now it's 1 year ago.
Your English is really good.
No, I'm still learning.
Me too.
Really?
Oh yeah, I think my English is way worse than yours. I'm not that good at it.
No, you have a very good accent.
All right, well let's dive in here to some questions and see where this goes, because I really want to get our guests who listen from all over the world to get to hear your story, because it truly is unique. So first question, tell me this. Chouchou is your first name. Is that how you would say it?
It's Chouchou.
Chouchou.
It's a French name.
Chouchou. Okay.
Namegabe. Yeah.
Namegabe.
Chouchou Namegabe.
Chouchou Namegabe.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I meet a lot of people from Africa through and it seems like half the time somebody says the name has French origins. There's a lot of French influence in the language and the names in a lot of African countries. Yeah, it's kind of fascinating to me.
Yeah. My name means the beloved.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. All right. Well, Chouchou, our first question for you: what is your definition or your favorite quote or your belief about hope?
Hope for me is the power that makes people believe that there is something better, mainly when people are in need or are struggling for something. And as a Christian, hope for me is a fundamental part of my life because I believe in God, and that makes me keep going. And in my culture, in my mom always taught me that hope gives strength. And it gave me strength as I was born from a poor family. I discovered that hope gave me strength to keep going on.
Wow. That's great. That's really cool. Okay. That's a really good answer. So tell me this then, in relation to that hope, who has shared the most hope with you? You mentioned your mother, but that could be your answer. Is she the one who shared the most hope with you, or somebody else?
The most hope I got it from my mother first. As I said, I grew up in a very poor family, and I experienced famine, and we had malnutrition. But my mother fought. She was fighting to make us grown up, to make us eat. And one day she told me that, you'll have a better life and you'll have all the food needed when you'll grow up. And, I was really very young. I couldn't understand why we could be poor, living in such situation, missing even the food to eat, spend 3 days without eating anything. But she was fighting. She started selling local beer to find food for us and to make us study. Even if we were from very poor family, but she was still fighting to make us study for our education. And that really, it was the first way that I saw my hope still growing on. Also, as my father lost his job when I was really very young, I was 8. He turned, he became an alcoholic, and really my mother was a beaten woman. We experienced violence. I was a beaten kid too, but my mother couldn't run away, couldn't leave us to go in her family. And she said, I'll stay here with you, with my 9 kids, and we'll be fighting together.
Wow.
And really, when we grown up and I got married, I got a job, and she told me that, now I find that the result of my fight, it's good, it's a beautiful one, and you are now responsible. And really, I couldn't imagine. And my father changed.
Really?
Oh, another person is my friend, a friend that I met when I finished my high school, and who, for me, she's my mentor. Her name is Aziza, and she taught me that you have to believe. It means the self-esteem. I don't know how to say it in English. The how to believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And really, I couldn't know that I was intelligent or that I could do this, I could do that. Because in an African culture, even in my family, my father showed me that girls are nothing. And she was telling me that girls are nothing, only boys. Because I'm the elder and my brother come after me, the youngest. And he was comparing us. And he said, my boy will be this, my boy. But I had to fight for being the better one, for excellence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had to fight for that because my father was showing that girls are not intelligent. But when he was comparing now at school how we were working, I was the best than my brother.
You proved it. So,
I proved that.
And what does your father think as you grew? Did your father ever change his opinion?
He changed the opinion, and he said now, better give birth to the wife of the minister than to give birth to the minister. So,
better to give birth to the wife of the minister than to give birth to the minister. That's great.
Yeah. So he said now, my girls are the best one. And really, we proved it that girls were strong, I
think you're absolutely right. I think girls are way more intelligent and talented than most guys I know.
Yeah. And that's what we proved. Girls could do better than boys. Really, I proved it in my family. And now I thought when I learned about human rights, the first place I had to change, it was my family. And I taught it to my father. I taught it to my brother. And today, my brother, he's the best dad, because now he changed all the conceptions that he had from my father, and he wants to show that. So people are the equality of gender in his family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm. Because I worked with him in AFEM. He was the one who went on the ground, on the field, to work with rural women, to talk to them, to sensitize. Yeah.
That's great.
Sensitize men to change, to respect the women's rights. And he was the first really to change.
You're awesome. You're doing a great work in your own family, let alone the rest of the world that you're touching through your work. So tell me, question 3, I think you may have already answered question 3, kind of taking us back to a time and telling us about your life and when you really needed hope to get through a difficult situation. Is there anything more you want to add there?
Yeah, I would add how I grown up in a country, in the part of the country where we were facing repetitive wars, and where I saw how women were suffering and are still suffering. And I saw how the rape was used as a weapon of war, or that really, it makes me, so I don't know how to say it, but it turned my work into a passion, because as a journalist, I said, oh God, I'm a journalist. I don't have a weapon to fight. I don't know how to change this situation. But I thought with my colleagues, these are my mentor, we said, we have power. We are powerful. And we'll use the power that we have, that which is the microphone as a journalist, to change the women's situation. And that's how we created AFEM. And such situation of struggle, of war, it makes us learn a lot about women's rights, about human rights. And we created AFEM to promote women's rights by using media. And we started a big campaign, women journalists, so challenging silence, women journalists against rape and sexual violence. And really, this campaign brought awareness about that problem of rape used as a weapon of war in the eastern part of Congo. We went to the ICC, International Criminal Court, to testify about it. I testified in front of the U.S. Senate. And really, it was a big campaign. And it didn't end the problem of rape or sexual violence, but it gave hope to women, to victims, because we were giving them voice. They couldn't talk about it. They couldn't denounce what happened to them because it was a shame. They didn't know how to say it. They didn't know to whom to talk. But we gave them our microphone, only our microphone. We didn't give them money or food or things, but only our microphone. We said, we'll give you voice. Tell us your story. And even in our community, even in Congo, they weren't aware of that problem as a community problem, but it was considered as a problem of women. Victims were rejected by their own family first, by the community. But we, from our programs, our radio programs, our shows, we show that it's not a problem, a women problem, but it's a problem of all the community. We have to change that. And people understood that really it's not a problem of women. And some men joined us in our campaign, and the men understood that they should protect women, they should protect victims. And really, that's what our small story success, because women, some men changed. And for women, it was because after they saw that, the fact to talk to you, it was my first step of healing my internal wound. And we couldn't imagine that.
Wow, love it. So powerful, giving people a voice that would never have an opportunity to be heard in their own community, let alone around the world, in front of the U.S. Senate and the United Nations and so many other organizations that so needed to know. So question 4, and you may have answered part of that already too. You're really good at this. You know what you're doing. Question 4 is, what are you doing today? Tell me more about this organization. So what are you literally doing right now? What project are you working on to share hope? How are you doing this right now from New York City? You're not in the Congo anymore.
I'm not in Congo anymore, but I moved here for really, it was for my family, as my husband found a job here, and he was living far away from the family for 7 years. and he was looking for an opportunity to be together, for the family to be together.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this one in USA, that was the opportunity to live together with the family. And it because he got a job. Now I'm still working for AFEM. And before I left, one of my dreams was getting realized to give to women their own radio station. Because when we were working, I was working in a radio station, but we had to pay for the program to be broadcasted.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was very, very expensive. We had to pay $50 for 30 minutes program.
Mm.
And although we wanted to many people to hear the voice of women, to know, to make women involved in all the life, in the policy, in the election, in the democratic process. So we wanted to have our own radio station. And before I left, this project or this dream was becoming true.
Mm-hmm.
And now we are starting that radio for women, and they are really very happy. But we still have many, many, many things to do, because a radio it asks money to work, because women are far away from Bukavu city,
mm-hmm.
and we have to go to them. We have to have big equipment and to reach them.
Yeah.
And there is a big problem of electricity, power. There is a problem of transportation. There is a problem of it's a lot. But we are still fighting. And here, as I'm near some partners, trying to continue to make advocacy for the women situation in Congo, because the situation did change a lot.
Yeah.
But we are still fighting for that, still making some conferences for advocacy.
Mm-hmm.
And now in Congo, it's the electoral year normally.
Mm-hmm.
So there are many, many problems there. But I think, we still have a hope that things will change.
Yeah.
And my strength, I built my strength in the women hope. And when I see them, the victim, the survivor, show smile, despite what happened to them, and they show hope that things will change. It will be better to tomorrow. We'll lead this country. We will have, everything, opportunities to make our kids study. So this gives me strength to continue the fight and to continue my work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think it's really, really awesome. While you're talking, I'm looking at all the things online about you and pictures of you with just numbers of movie stars and heads of state and Senate leaders, and here's you and Ben Affleck and people all over the place that are getting exposed to what you're doing. Because if you hadn't been doing this, these women who are with you, they wouldn't have been exposed to it. I mean, it's so critically important because you're telling a story that was so hidden and covered up and is still going on, unfortunately, but not near as much as it was because you're making an impact. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's Ben Affleck who gave the money to start that radio for women. And really, I'm grateful to him that he understood the needs of women. And he's the man of words. I call him the man of words. He respects his word, because the first time I met him, I gave him invitation to come to Congo to see
and who is this you're talking about? Who are you talking about?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Really? Okay.
Yeah. And 1 year, day by day, he was in my office. He gave me his word and he respected. He's a man of words. And now he's financing that radio of women.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
although
awesome.
There's still many to do, but we are still looking for other partners to make it really become a real tool of women to be strong, to make their voice heard.
Wow. I am impressed. Thank you.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you very much.
Last question for you. People that are listening right now, what would you tell us to do? What are the steps that we can take in our own lives, wherever we are, to start sharing hope with someone else? What would you tell us to do right after we get done listening to this conversation?
Yeah, really, I always say to talk about it is to act. For me, I want really people to make known the problem of Congo, to get involved in the change in Congo. And there's still really many things to do, because the survivor has many needs. But the first thing that they ask is peace and security. And really, I think everyone, everywhere has that influence on some people, on policy. So if everyone, everywhere, wherever he is, can advocate for peace and security in Congo, I think it will have a big impact. And we are still working on that, making women to get involved in all stages in democracy, in governance. And we think that this will change the Congo. This will change my country. And I'm working at the local level. And I think many times rural women are forgotten. Although they are really powerful, they make cities live. And I think people have to think about that, to invest in rural areas. And working on a project with young girls, young females who are interested in journalism, to be trained from the basic, because I found many opportunities in journalism and their example, their model. So I would like really to build that in female young girls. And I'm trying to see how to get that realized, to build a big school for journalism from the kindergarten, from the basic, and up to high school. It will be really a big power for women in my country.
I love the size of your vision. You're not thinking small, that's for sure. It's so great.
Not small. Thank you.
I wouldn't want to be in your way, that's for sure. It sounds like you're going to get it done.
Oh, thank you very much.
So then how can we find out more about you? Is there anywhere online, social media? I know you've got places, but tell us where we should go to find more about what you're doing. Okay,
we have a website, but which is built in www.afemsk.org. Now I'm not really a lot on social media, but I have an account, Chouchou Namegabe, on Facebook, even on Twitter and on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And LinkedIn, Chouchou Namegabe. Even AFEM has an account on Facebook, AFEM.
Okay.
And I'm not really very active these days, because I had to get installed to move. It was really,
I know,
something not easy for
I
me.
bet.
With three small boys of 8, 6, and 4. It's not easy.
Congratulations.
And because I was also trying to study. I wanted to continue my studies here. And I'm doing a lot. But
let me repeat that real quick for anybody who's listening. And we're going to also put this on our website at isharehope.com under the interviews tab. You can look for this interview, because I want to make sure we get a chance to expose you to everything that Chouchou is doing. So Chouchou's name is spelled CHOU Namegabe. And if you Google her name, you'll find so much stuff about her. I just did And there's a ton of stuff out there. Her website she referenced is www2, like the numeral 2, .afemsk.org. And you can read that in French or in English on this website.
It's in French, and we are trying sometimes to translate. But because it's a built-in site, it's not yet finished. And that's why we still keep the 2 in front of after the www.
Interesting. Cool. Mm-hmm. And then also social media. If you search for her name on any social media, there's not many people in the world with her name, so you're going to be able to find her.
Yeah, it's only one, I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Chouchou, thank you very much for sharing hope with us, but thank you for sharing hope with millions of people in Congo, men and women, men who need to know there's a different way to live, and women who know there is another way to be respected and revered and to pursue the success that they can have in life because of what you're doing. So thank you. Thank you very much, Chris. You are doing a great job too. Thank you very much.
You've just listened to I Share Hope. If you're ready to make a change, head to our website at isharehope.com and claim your free copy of the Top 10 Actions of Hope from World Leaders to use hope in your own life. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.